and something, and the other one we had 200 and something. So if I end up assume that by the time we end that it's not a whole lot, then it won't be so good. Okay, that's the reason why I shut it down and bring it back up. Okay. Bon bagay. All right, guys, I'm gonna put some English shows for you. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Bon bagay. Okay, okay. You guys ready? Hmm. Tá chargé. Maré. Bah yo top, mes amis. Bah yo top. Okay, I am so happy that we had the opportunity to be here. So remember, guys, we're back on the show, and it's the all English show. Pabli à 11h11 n'a fait émission en créole là. Moi merci à tout le monde à la ronde bader. I am so happy all of you guys are actually here. So let me repeat what I was saying earlier with some of the people. We are going to speak about capsicum, which is cayenne pepper. And I was saying that there's something called fluke, okay? When you see the parasite, okay, fluke, if you see the parasite fluke in your pancreas, then you would have diabetes. If you have fluke in your colon, you would have colitis. And if you have fluke, of course, in your thymus, then they will say that you have, okay? So it's important that I share these information with you. And one of the ways that you want to really clean these things is that you want to do a lot of cleansing, more worm cleansing. That's why there's a lady by the name of Alder Clark. They spoke, they speak so much about her because she gives you what they called the cure for all disease. Now, the fact she has a book that's called that, it makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Guys, we always talk about this book. It's called There Are No Incurable Disease. It's important that you do understand that there are no incurable disease. So I just want to make sure I get you present to that because we want you to understand when we talk about this. Now, this show is going to go real fast. It's going to be in English. We're so glad a lot of you decided to come. And I'm so happy that the fact that I mentioned on the other show, I am not going to ask you to tapote. I'm not going to ask you to give any hearts. If you do it, great. If you don't do it, even better, because then I don't have to say anything. The idea behind it, I just want to make sure that I bring you the show the way it needs or way it's not. Now, for all my folks who are in the English show, we were talking about, I mean, the bilingual show. Funny thing, I don't know who I think I am. I'm going to be doing a bilingual show. After that, an English show. And then after that, a Creole show. This is crazy. Say, Max, are you crazy? We were talking about hypocrisy, right? And here's the reason we were talking about hypocrisy. There's a lot of people that always practice that whole hypocrisy stuff. Now, I said to you guys earlier, if you saw me with a big box of donut, right? After we tell you these things are not necessarily good for you, what do you think that most people are going to say? This guy is telling us not to eat donut, but yet he has a whole case. What's up with this guy, man? That's the first thing they're going to say. He wants to keep all the sweeties for him. It's not like that, yo. You guys are going to make me speak American. When you ask some people, say, what do you speak? I speak American. I didn't know there was a language called American. All right, you guys ready? Let's do this. Capsicum is an herb that stimulates. It's a stimulant. It helps people sweat. Kind of like ginger too, right? And I want to let you know this is some real stuff. Cayenne pepper also is a good condiment. Now, the question I'm going to have for you, how many of you guys know what cayenne pepper is? And remember, guys, the Creole show is going to be in at 11:11, okay? So I'm just saying this to you right away. One moment. Hallelujah. I know who I am. I know what you're fighting. I already know. Hallelujah. I'm already yours. I already found. How many of you guys know that word that says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper? How many of you that declare that today? No weapon formed against me will prosper. How many of you that's going to declare that today? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. What you want to do is make sure you declare 3 times. As I stand before you right now, I stand upon Psalm 91, and I'm bringing you something that is really unique, and I know that's going to make a huge difference to your life. Talking about herb, you know so many people that their life changed. The fact that there's a stroke that happened. Do you know that every 33 seconds, there's somebody that has a cardiovascular issue in this America, this great country of America? Land of the free, of the brave, and of the colonizers. There's a lot of resources that we always displace. And I told you the story earlier on the Bilingual Live, how I was telling a friend of mine, please don't rejoice on the problem that the person put upon themselves. Because when you go and rejoice, you're actually putting energy on it. The last thing you want to do is put energy on something that is not cool. Because what you're doing, you're setting up yourself to be joining to that same energetic field. because we're energetic people. How many people here believe that we are energetic people? If you believe that we're energetic people, press a 1 in the chat. If you believe that you are a person of energy. If you believe where your attention goes, that's where you actually go. Where your attention goes, that's where you go. Guys, it's some simple stuff. Hey, we got 8 in the house. Kishoy mama. Do you know what I love about this live? This live, we have people from everywhere. So let's talk about Cayenne Pepper. Welcome to the English show. And at 11:11, we're going to have the Creole show, okay? I just want to make sure that you guys understand what's happening. Okay? Very quickly. Cayenne pepper, as a bunch of us in Haiti call it piment oiseau, is a stimulant. If you having issues with cramp in your hands, cramp in your feet, cramp all around in your body, you really want to have that herb. You want to have that herb because it has the ability to create wonders for you. You want to have that herb because it can do something magnificent for you. That's one of the reasons we talk about this. If you're having issue to sweat, you're going to sweat. Cayenne pepper. And what I love about cayenne pepper, we call it capsicum, by the way, guys. It has the ability to be a great seasoning. Man, I ate some wonderful maï moulin last night. That thing was crazy. Now, I like the powder if I'm putting on my food. I like the liquid if I'm going out with it. Because you always want to have a little bottle. Let me give you an example. You want to always have a little bottle. Bottle. That's me speaking English. Have a little bottle. And then you do this with it. Now for those who can't stand pepper, you got to get water real quick. Because it will be hot. Now, I will not advise you to put it directly under your tongue. Put it in water and drink it. Because cayenne pepper is hot. Now, for those people who have issues with acid, you start with a small dose, like a few drops in water. That was cayenne pepper. Now, at the end, we could talk about all this, okay? Let's focus. Cayenne pepper helps you remove gas. We're talking about the herb capsicum, okay, guys? Not only it helps you remove gas, it helps stop unnatural bleeding. Who here has nosebleeds? Who here has nosebleeds? How many people have nosebleed? If you have nosebleed, press a 1 in the chat. If you're bleeding from your bottom, press a 2 in the chat. Some people say, Max, I don't want people to know I'm bleeding in my bottom. If you're bleeding anywhere, press a 3 in the chat. Because as long as the bleeding is an unnatural bleeding, capsicum will cap it. There are some people that's having issues where they're always bleeding tremendously. And if there and all that stuff is happening, it's important to create that interference, guys. Now, that herb also is an energizer. If your blood is sluggish or your heart rate is a little bit slower or lower, it's going to help it up a little bit. It will help calm the nerves. So if you have pain, it will calm your nerves. How many people can use a herb like that? You can use a herb that has the power to really handle your business. If you want your business to be handled, you want cayenne pepper. Welcome, welcome, everybody. This is the English show. Okay? So let's get it going. Now, they also named that herb bird eye, African bird eye red pepper, bird pepper, African pepper. That's great. And I'm so happy you're doing that, because what you're actually doing, you are allowing your blood to circulate very well, your heart to function very well, your brain to be what? It's allowing your brain to be very powerful. A lot of people don't understand that. Give me a second, guys. Okay. All right, I want to limit those the flare-ups for you guys, okay? Now, listen to this. All right, let me put it that way instead. Now, one thing that I love about cayenne pepper is the fact that if you have a stroke and then they put it under your tongue, it reverses the stroke. But it has to be done in less than 3 hours from the stroke. Are you guys listening? So that's why what you want to do is prevent yourself from having the what? Prevent yourself from having the stroke, right? Oops. Isn't it better to prevent? I would think so, guys, right? Preventing would be a lot better, or would be a lot smarter, right? And that's the part that I'm trying to make sure that a lot of people do understand, that prevention is the key. They say that what's great about cayenne pepper is that it's a fruit. And is very effective and a harmless stimulant. So you know, when they're deciding that they're gonna call a herb like that effective and harmless, is because it has the ability to create massive transformation in your life. When you can have a herb that has that much potence, let's see real quick. Perfect. 81. We're doing it. That's exactly what we want. We want to create massive transformation in a level where a lot of you guys going to get enough activities. Guys, for those who keep on asking me, where can I get it? You could get it from me or at the store. We have a little bottle for 23, a bigger bottle for 65. I will always tell you, get the bigger bottle, because the bigger bottle is 4 ounces. The little bottle is 1 ounce. It makes a world of difference. There's a lot of you guys that know somebody that might have had an issue where their heart was doing what? Now, when the heart does that, that's a problem. We got to make sure we handle that. That's one of the things that's really important for you to understand. If you find yourself not have enough energy, you definitely want to use cayenne pepper. It will help you get energized. Let me give you an example. If I go, okay, if I'm going to a long route, if I'm going somewhere far, right? And then I know that I need energy, I got to consult my good old friend cayenne pepper. If I know that I need energy throughout the night, I got to go check with my friend cayenne pepper. Are you guys listening? That's why we like to say there's grumun in the lakai. When I say there's grumun in the lakai, is that you want to use your herbs, because back in the days, you know that they refer to people like me as witch, sorcerer, anybody that really engage into knowing about the natural ways. That's one of the things that's really important. Now, just so you know, when it reaches 11:11, or well, before 11:11, I'm going to shut down this live. Well, did I say I was going to do that? I think I may let it go. Oh, no. Because what I'm noticing is that anytime I do a live in English, auto cut doesn't cut it for many reasons. One, ain't nobody giving gifts on this live because I never asked to. You see? You don't have because you don't ask, right? If you don't have because you don't ask, that's what happens, right? Well, let's see. What's my favorite stuff? Da, 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 da. All right, let's, you know what? Let's do cats. I love cats. Let me do some cats with you guys. Cats, cats, cats. So I'm gonna give my people an well, not let me not say impossible. I'm not that type. I'm gonna give you something to do. Okay, this one is hat. Okay, let's leave it alone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, why do we take time to really do these things? Because there's something that we're doing with you. What we want to do with you is create the possibility for you to have access to the stuff that we like to talk about. So imagine 1 second you decided that you want to actually be part of our program. It makes sense. Because when you can actually achieve the stuff that you want to achieve, you'll see the difference. That's one of the reasons that we actually do that. All right? So let's do that. I am so happy that I have the opportunity to share this with you. If you need energy, cayenne pepper can help you. Okay, guys? Now, if you have issues, especially for my folks who are in the cold area, if you're having issues with, you know what, right? If you're having issues where you're always cold, you need heat in your body, cayenne pepper produce immediate effect of heat and energy. That's why it's known as the burn or blister, because cayenne pepper has pure strength. Now, when you take it, don't be surprised if you take it and it tastes like liquid fire. How many people here would like to taste liquid fire? I don't think any of you guys want to get liquid fire, right? Liquid fire is not something that you want to take, right? That's one of the reasons like I really love to talk about this stuff, because it creates massive transformation. Now, let me say this. If you're having issues with cramps in your leg, how many people have cramps in their leg? For all my Haitian people, do you have cramp in your leg? You guys see I love making fun of my people, right? I thrive on making fun of my people. I love my people. Do you know why I love my people so much? I think my people are the best people in the world. Okay, there you go. Now, the funny thing about my people, we have so much hope. We made it to the World Cup, and we're already saying we're going to win it all. Guys, everything is step by step, guys. You know how we're going to win it all? We really got to put all our minds and, oh boy, we gotta really get together. That's the only way you're going to empower these guys to win it all. If we are acting the way we're acting, it's impossible, because there's so much negativity that most of us don't even know how to transform or transmute. Or we probably need to give these guys some cayenne pepper, you know? There's a renowned doctor, surgeon, William Beaumont. He observed in his classic observation of a stomach through a hole which formed after a gunshot wound to a young fur trapper. That capsicum does not irritate in any way the lining of the human stomach. You notice how people always say that, yeah, you know, capsicum is so strong that it's gonna irritate this, it's gonna irritate that. Or if I have acid, I cannot take it because it's gonna cause burning sensation. Yes, depending on the dosage you're using. I had a person that could not take cayenne pepper. They said they were allergic to it. I had them take the powder, a little pinch, put it in a glass of water and drink. It says, whoa, nothing happened. I said, a lot of times people give themselves diagnosis while they don't know jack. Type in the chat that you don't know jack. A bunch of people, they automatically became doctors. Well, I don't blame them, because you got to take your own responsibility. Because if you don't take your own responsibility, you're going to have issues. I kid you not. That's the way they do it. So the most you can do is take responsibility for your own action. That's the most you can do. And if you can't take responsibility for your own action, you're done. Okay, guys? So it will not irritate the lining of the human stomach, even though if it's hot. Because most people will say, nah, forget it. I know, I took it. This is what it did to me. That's not the way it works, guys. By the way, I'm killing time so that 11:11 could come, because I'm tired to speak Creole right now. I'm tired already. I may have to take cayenne pepper. My Indian friend's going to say, Max, you're not supposed to mock us. Do you know cayenne pepper will help clean out infected mucus from your stomach, digestive tract, circulatory system? So if you have mucus, it'll help clean it out. It'll help it drain, especially if you done eaten some what? Some good cheese. How many of you guys love cheese? If you're eating a bunch of camembert, so the way to do it is just put a little what? Start with a little bit. Okay? You know my favorite? I like to go to Indian restaurant and I say, Mr. Patel, can you give me the hottest pepper you have? Is this why, Mr. Max? I said, because I want to ban. And he started laughing. Quite frankly, guys, here's the reason why I like cayenne pepper, okay? Because when I take cayenne pepper, I grow a third leg. And I'm like, yo, where does this leg come from? It allows me to walk better. Because then it's like having my own personal stick. Guys, this was not intended for young kids, okay? Let me make sure my daughter is not on the live. You'll say, Daddy, I didn't know you have a third leg. Now, understand this. Capsicum cleans infected mucus from the stomach, digestive tract, circulatory system, and other organs. Do you understand the importance of cayenne pepper? By the way, cayenne pepper is what we call, or capsicum is what we call a survival herb. Do you know what I love about survival herb? Survival herb will help you survive. Survival herb will give you the ability to survive. Survival herb will give you the ability to endure whatever nonsense. If you are in the desert, you want to have it. Okay? So capsicum is really good. So if your hand and your feet tend to be cold, take it. That's why we have a 7-tea recipe, a 7-day tea recipe. I think the third or the fourth day is what? Ginger, cayenne pepper, clove, cinnamon, turmeric. And you put that in apple cider vinegar. You do 8 to 16 ounce twice a day. Guys, it's impossible for your body not to be different. I've done over 1,500 consultation. Less than 50 are able to get an incurable package. That's the reason why we came up with the tea, because most people don't have the budget for that unless they know, if I'm about to die, I'd rather not pay the house and the cars and not die. Wrong thinking. So rather, what I say to you, it's better that you take a $397 package monthly. That's more manageable, even if it take you a year and a half to be completely healed, but at least you did something about it than nothing. And if that too much, start out with the 97. Let's start cleaning out your junk, because there's a lot of gunk in your trunk. When we start cleaning them out, it looks different. Now, understand this. On this English live right now, we had 235 people on this channel and 85 on this one, for a whopping total of 400 and change. Understand, my math is not that great. Hey, Future Stupid Son, how you doing? I want to let you know, these are the reason why we do the things we do. We do these things because we know it will make a huge difference. All right, let's do this. So if you have an infected mucus, aka sugerim vet, I think you guys got that Creole, right? Ugerim jaune. If you have those green nasty stuff or the yellow nasty stuff, now you know you can get them out. So it's important to understand cayenne pepper does not produce mucus. Blessed assurance. I like that song. Guys, you know it's a privilege for me to do this. You know what my life was before that? Wake up in the morning, rush to Miami, rush to Delray, rush here, rush there. Now I'm able to do something I love, which is educate people on natural health, give you tools that helps you to create a life that you love. I can work with a whole lot of you instead of seeing one soul after the other that got so boring after 30 something years. Yet I say I'm 35 for life, right? This is called mass healing. There's a bunch of you, I don't even know what you look like. But you did the T, you did the this, you did the that, you did all the stuff we talked about. There's a bunch of you that weren't happy in your marriage because it's been so long since you got some little funny. When you have increased circulation in your body, it will help your body to look, to glow, because it's going to radiate energy. And when your body is radiating energy, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And that's one of the reasons we are so gung-ho about really sharing this stuff. I get to make a difference anywhere and everywhere that we have access. So I could be under the water. As long as we have internet, you guys getting a show. And if I don't have the internet, go through the stuff I've already posted. You're going to learn something. Guys, we have a system that we pay that records the shows on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. So your job, listen to this. When I say your job, I'm not talking about your paid job. As a human being, when you share something that's right for them, you creating good stuff for you. Most of my friends who are natural medicine, you know what they say? How can you be so dumb, but yet we know you're a good marketer? I said it is more blessed to give than to receive. So you think I am dumb by telling you all the stuff instead of charging you for it? Blow. You're already paying for your time because you're giving me the attention. Anything extra, that would be a tip and a bonus. When I was on the radio, you know what I used to say to the people? All the people who don't want to hear this show, switch the channel right away. The owner of the radio says, please don't say that. I said, yeah, I got to tell them that. Because I'm going to speak about things that they're not going to like. And guess what? There's a little funny stuff I always say. My whole life is to deal with problems. So don't think that somebody named Olivier, oui, you see, Vier, that means that's what I enjoy, solving problems. So I always said, bring it on. The bigger, the better. At least it give me something to live for. So if you have something that is really troublesome, I love it. That guy that had all the skin that was looking like lizard and everything, I started laughing. He says, "Why are you laughing at me?" I said, "I'm not laughing at you. I'm just seeing how much you're going to be so happy when your skin clears up." He said, "Why are you so sure?" I said, "I can see it." A lot of people want to see it before they believe. You got to believe before you see it. Most people, they have that problem being St. Thomas. They got to see something to believe. You know what Christ said? Blessed is thou that hast believed and that has never seen. If you can believe without seeing, bombagay. See, my cayenne pepper is kicking me now. All right, guys, we don't have a lot of time left. I'm not sure if I want to shut the live and start back at 11:11, but I'm going to give you some more stuff about this whole thing, right? I don't want you to think when your blood is circulating so well and your body's glowing or pink, that's for the pink people. I don't want you to think it's irritation. Do you know that capsicum is used by Mormons and the people in the Balkan countries to heal bleeding ulcers in their stomach? Understand this. Cayenne pepper is used by Mormons and Balkan people when they have what? Bleeding ulcer. Capsicum stops the flow of all unnatural bleeding within seconds. That's why when somebody's bleeding unnaturally, I tell them take what? Cayenne pepper. When I was having that problem, I took the same thing, cayenne pepper. It can even stop heart attack. If you drink 40 to 80 drop of extract in a cup. This is one of the reasons why we love to do this show. Remember, every time I talk about these things, they're going to stop the show. I hope none of my Marines are watching that. I always tell you, anytime I speak about these things, they kick me out of the show. And they want me to speak in code. Bump that. Me not speaking code, man. Where I think. Is your faithfulness to me great? Is your faithfulness to me? I think it's appropriate that I take a break and start back at 11:11. I'm one of those people that like to really look at signs and wonders. Guys, if you're on the live for the first time, make sure you abonne, whatever they call it. I am so happy that you guys give me an opportunity to be me and to create massive transformation. If you take enough cayenne pepper, it will definitely stop any unnatural bleeding. It will stop any heart attack. It has a powerful influence to exert at the same time over and over in the nervous system to produce great calm and abundant energy. While it's giving you energy, it's keeping you calm. Guys, this is one of the best things that ever got created. I am so happy that you've given me the opportunity to be here today. I'm going to shut this live for the second time, and we're going to come back at 11:11. Now, the question is, how many of you that's going to invite your friend? How many of you that's going to invite a family member? How many of you that's going to invite somebody you love, somebody you care for? Because if you can do that, it's important that you do that. And remember this, if you're putting your energy in something negative, don't be surprised if you fall sick. Don't even surprised if you end up in the hospital. Understand this, when you put your attention into destructive stuff, it's going to take you out. Let me repeat again. If you put your energy into stuff that is destructive, don't be surprised that that destruction comes upon you. I remember I told a friend of mine one time that wanted to really mess up another friend of mine, said, I'm going to do this and that on the internet. I said, are you sure? And I said to the person, are you able to strike the strike that you want to do? Do you have the ability to receive it yourself? Most people who think that they can really do something bad to people, they themselves, they would not be able to handle it. The minute Mike Tyson got a taste of his own medicine, he fell because nobody was able to punch as hard as he was until he found somebody that was punching as hard as he was. Then that's when he knew he could not receive the same amount of punch that he's dishing to people. So that's the part that was so funny. You know what happened to my friend that wanted to hurt my other friend? She started to have vision problem. She lost her first job, could not get the second one. Finally ended up getting the second one, could not continue to work. Doctor told her she's going blind. Why? When you let anger fuel you to do certain nonsense, I told you there are prayers for that. Rather ask God to be in harmony with one another. Then when you think you can break up an empire, a whole body of work that people spent years to build. That's one of the reasons Haiti can never go anywhere, especially with that mentality. We call that in Creole, rat pakaka. But what usually happens, that person falls under the same thing that they decided that they're going to do to the next person. Until now, my friend doesn't want to be so much my friend because she can't realize that I warned her. She didn't listen. And she got very ill. And that's one of the reasons we're so glad, the fact that we were here. Let's close this show in prayer because we're going to start the Creole show at 11:11. Most gracious God, we are so thankful for your love and your power. Thank you for the transformation that you are. Thank you for your herb that you put together, cayenne pepper, Lord, capsicum, that's really here to make transformation in our lives. May this show be a show that gives us the ability to create massive transformation in the lives of people. In the mighty name of Yeshua, we pray. Amen. Guys, let's see you back